Yes, you read the title right. This is not some sort of research clickbait per se. Now, let's look a little bit into the backstory of this incredible result in reference to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease and the improvements which were achieved in a very short duration, in particular 3 months. So, what the researchers did, it doesn't quite explain it all in the title, is they replaced one serving, just one serving. They didn't ask for any of the lifestyle changes, exercise, so on and so forth. All they asked the research participants to do was replace one serving of starchy carbohydrates with 200 grams of a particular family of green leafy vegetables, otherwise known as brassicacea. In particular, 4 different types of vegetables overall, which we'll go into detail in a little bit, of 200 grams for a 3-month period of time. And the results were amazing, life-changing per se. And now keep in mind, this is a pilot study. But however, though, that title is pretty specific and clear in reference to the outcome itself. And it is amazing. So without further ado, let's get right into the research. And don't worry so much about knowing those green leafy vegetables. We'll slow down a little bit in an area where you can actually pause the video and write them down or come back to as you see fit. But to proceed as follows. The replacement of only one portion of starchy carbohydrates with green leafy vegetables regressed mid and advanced stages of NAFLD. Results from Prospective pilot study. Now I'll start with the abstract here because it pretty much states it all. Conclusion, I should say the conclusion from the abstract. And then we'll go a little bit into the methodology. But to proceed, replacing only one portion of starchy carbohydrates with one portion of vegetables for a 3-month period is sufficient to regress, at least in part, both mid and advanced stages of NAFLD. This moderate adjustment of lifestyle habit is easily achievable. Now, let's look at the research per se, the outcome. Now, I'm showing you the bottom of the chart. Towards the end, I'll show you the top of the chart because there's the other benefit in reference to weight loss as well. But keep in mind, 3-month period of time. Notice how it goes from 85 to 73 on the FLI, the fatty liver index. That's pretty amazing. So here you have people which are concerned about having dire outcomes actually, in this case, improve. Now, that's about a 14% improvement of about a 3-month period of time. And I know you see a lot of other numbers which look very positive, but I wanted to focus on one due to a limited time. But to proceed as follows. Subjects were informed not to change their eating habits and lifestyle except for the recommended change, which is once again the replacement of one serving of starchy carbohydrates with 200 grams of green leafy vegetables from the Brassicaceae family. Now, you're going to understand why in a second that researchers want to use a particular family of green leafy vegetables. And it's going to go into the glucobrassicin-derivative molecule. To proceed, molecules. The 4 varieties of Brassicaceae. I'm not going into the detailed names per se, or I should say the scientific names. And we'll go back into the common names in a second, or towards the common names. These vegetables are well-known sources of, as we stated prior, glucobrassicin-derivative molecules, such as isocyanates, phenolic compounds, which are shown antioxidant and antilipogenic effects in preclinical NAFLD data. So that's what clued them in. Now the common names, as promised. So I'm going to hold them up here. As you can see, for example, a scientific name in association with the common name, for example, like Chinese turnip or Japanese mustard greens, chicory, kale, and for example, the varieties, or I should say Chinese, Indian, Oriental mustard. So I'm going to leave this up here for a second. So you have an opportunity to review, and so you also have the opportunity to pause it exactly where it is in the video, so it's easier for you to reference later on. Now there's also going to be a DOI citation, which you can go to as well. They don't give you the common names in the full study, so I partake in this particular liberty to present it to you here. And to proceed as follows. Quoting, herein, we demonstrated for the first time that just one single daily diet change is enough to improve, after only 3 months, the degree of fibrosis in patients with NAFLD. In particular, replacement of a daily carbohydrate portion with 200 grams of brassicas vegetables, brassicas, improves the circulating biomarkers linked to NAFLD. The FLI, which you and I both covered ahead of time, fatty liver index, and fibroscan score. These results are explained by sugar restriction, which both downregulate the de novo lipogenesis, widely recognized in NAFLD, and reduce inflammatory responses. Furthermore, in quoting, our findings support research showing an inverse relationship, meaning the more leafy greens you eat, at least in this particular family, the better the score, or I should say vegetable consumption, and NAFLD, without interjecting publisher bias. To conclude the full study, we, quoting, conclude that a simple and easily acceptable dietary change such as swapping a standard serving of vegetables to replace one portion of carbohydrates improves NAFLD in metabolic markers such as glycated hemoglobin and triglycerides and facilitates weight loss. Now, as promised, the upper part of the chart, as you can see, as far as the benefits in reference to the benefits in reference to weight loss, even though that is an exceptional benefit, we wanted to give focus to NAFLD because we don't have much time during the video to basically communicate all the information as we should do this great study per se. But as you notice, 200 grams, just 200 grams of green leafy vegetables replace one serving of starchy carbohydrates yielded pretty amazing results on a variety of spectrums per se. And so it's actually kind of cool. So what I wanted to basically present to you in this particular research here is the simplicity in regard to just one simple lifestyle change, almost painless, in consumption of these green leafy vegetables from the Brassicaceae family yielded incredibly life-changing, life-better results and outcomes, which can help an untold number of individuals simply and easily, as well as improve a ton of other biomarkers in regard to their own personal health. Pretty amazing overall. Again, I'm gratitude to the researchers, real important. You wanted to continue stuff like this. This is so simple and easy and eloquent. I'm glad the researchers elucidated it for us. And as always, I am humbled you watch and can't wait to see what you and I share next week. Catch you all next time. See you then. Bye.